Well, good afternoon to you, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and those across the Eastern Caribbean. Welcome to WEFM's 3 o'clock news. I'm your presenter, Nerissa Sandy, with the details. On the local scene, Finance Minister Camilo Gonzalez will deliver the national budget today when the official opening of the fourth session of the 11th Parliament convenes. Minister Gonzalez on December 19th, 2023, delivered the 2024 estimates of revenue and expenditure. The 2024 estimates of revenue and expenditure amounts to $1,616,496,574. Today's session, which is expected to commence at 4 o'clock, will be presented from the building in Caloqua that temporarily houses the Parliament of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The budget will then be debated from January 9th to the 12th following today's presentation. WEFM will bring you live coverage of today's Parliament. In related news, the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force has outlined the lineup for today's session of Parliament. A parade to mark the opening of today's session of Parliament will be held under the command of Superintendent of Police Junior Simmons and Assistant Superintendent of Police Tekla Andrews Thomas, who will be the parade adjutant. The Guard of Honor will be comprised of non-commissioned officers or NCOs and men from the RSBG Police Force and the SBG Coast Guard Service. The Acting Commissioner of Police, Enville Williams, will arrive on parade at 3:45 this afternoon, following which Prime Minister Dr. Rob Gonsalves will arrive at 3:50 to receive a general salute. Her Excellency, the Governor General, Dame Susan Duggan, will be followed by the Prime Minister with her arrival at 4:08 to receive the royal salute. Following the parade, Her Excellency, the Governor General, will deliver the throne speech, and subsequently the budget speech will be presented by Minister of Finance and Economic Development, Camilo Gonzalez. In other news, the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Teachers Union, the SVGTU, is again calling on the Ministry of Education to address the state of disrepair of some schools across the country. The call was made by President of the Union, Oswald Robinson, on the heels of the commencement of the 2024 term for the ministry to improve the conditions in which students and teachers have to operate. Speaking to the media on Thursday, the 4th of January, Robinson, who highlighted some of the issues at various schools, said the infrastructures at most of the learning institutions are in a deplorable state and needs to be addressed urgently as it affects the productivity of both teachers and students. Here is Mr. Robinson.
We have a number of schools. They have just done some work on Mary Hodges Primary School, and we commend the government for that. But there is no gate. So the animals are going there to get service from the vet. You see dogs all under the desk, and they're defecating there, and the building is not fenced. Then you have fencing at the Cleft Valley Government School. That's an issue. The Union Island Secondary School, same problem. Brighton Methodist, same problem. Lowman's Leeward, a gate fell off going on donkey years, they can't replace it up to now. The Adelphi Secondary School, same problem. Can't restore the gate. Fairhall Government, maintenance of the wooden rails falling apart. Nobody seems to be paying attention to these things. Kingston Preparatory School, male and female teachers still using the same washroom facilities. The collective agreement, the government agrees that you must have separate washroom facilities for male and female teachers.
Robinson also indicated that some of the institutions are without power and are without proper building codes. This, he says, is unacceptable.
Secondary schools, some of the classrooms don't have electricity. In fact, one of the staff room doesn't have any air conditioning unit. You have a serious problem there with the water pressure. You know, during the lunch break, like peak time and a lot of people using water, you don't have enough water. We are saying to the authorities, erect a tank. You have so many tanks brought in during the eruptions and the last spray. You have to mitigate. Install one so that they could store enough water overnight, so that the school doesn't have to be closed at very short notice and children have to come home. That is loss of instructional time. That school is without a principal. You run a whole school term with a deputy who is trying his best, but you need that. Government of the school, there's no guttering. So a lot of these schools are not up to the standard. You have the river defense threatening the foundation and the building. Can't imagine the curtain is a piece of cardboard. The place is infested with termites, and you have people working in those conditions. And you're talking about education revolution.
That was Oswald Robinson, president of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Teachers Union. The Wages Council in St. Vincent and the Grenadines says no full-time worker should be paid less than $1,000 per month. This was revealed by Prime Minister Dr. Rav Gonsalves while speaking on WEFM's Issue at Hand program yesterday, Sunday, the 7th of January. Dr. Gonsalves said the Wages Council submitted its revised recommendations to Cabinet on Friday of last week. The new regulations, once adopted and approved by the government, will mean that in some cases salaries will jump from $650 per month to $1,000 per month. The regulations will be published in another month's time. Here is the Prime Minister.
The Cabinet felt that while the Wages Council did a very good job, there were certain things which we wanted to ensure would be implemented. The recommendations that come first had said that no, it is their hope that no one will get less than $50 a day, $50, which means on a 5-day week is $1,000 a month. But they were a little timid in going quite to that step. So we said, well, go to that step if that is your recommendation. So we've gotten on Friday, just the day before yesterday, the updated version of their final report. And their recommendation is for $1,000 minimum for anybody who's working full time, and $50 a day it would work out to. But if somebody's working part time as well, they're recommending that no one who is working part time be paid less than $6 an hour.
That was Prime Minister Dr. Rav Gonsalves speaking yesterday on WEFM's Issue at Hand program. The Prime Minister said last week on NBC Radio's face-to-face program that this is the fourth minimum wage regulation by the government since in office, and that more on the issue will be discussed during this year's 2024 budget debate. In the region, in Guyana, in a significant move towards enhanced healthcare services, the government of Guyana will construct a state-of-the-art hospital at an estimated cost of US $161 million. Guyana's news network says the groundbreaking ceremony, attended by President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali, marked the commencement of this transformative project. The news network says the facility will be equipped with an MRI machine, making it the second public hospital in the country to offer this service. Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony underscored the importance of training investments to complete infrastructure development. Plans also include increasing the number of doctors at the current New Amsterdam Hospital, constructing a new nursing school in New Amsterdam, and ongoing investments to enhance services at the existing facility. Still in the region, St. Lucia's opposition party is once again blaming the St. Lucia Labour Party administration for what it says are exorbitant fuel prices. We hear more in this report from HTS News Force.
The recently released fuel price adjustments ahead of the new year have elicited strong criticisms from the opposition United Workers' Party, UWP. The January 1st fuel price adjustments saw reductions in two petrol products, with the 100-pound cylinder decreased from $288.43 to $279.68 per cylinder, and bulk wholesale LPG down from $2.75 per pound to $2.67 per pound. Gasoline and diesel remained unchanged at $16.50 per gallon, respectively. But the government of St. Lucia, under the leadership of Philip J. Pierre, is pointing to its heavy subsidization of cooking gas.
That report from HTS News Force out of St. Lucia. And finally, on the international scene, the British Broadcasting Corporation, the BBC, has uncovered evidence of widespread abuse and torture by the founder of one of the world's biggest Christian evangelical churches. In a report today, the BBC says dozens of ex-synagogue Church of All Nations members, 5 British allege atrocities, including rape and forced abortions by Nigeria's late T.B. Joshua. According to the report, the allegations of abuse in a secretive Lagos compound spanned almost 20 years. The Synagogue Church of All Nations did not respond to the allegations, but said previous claims have been unfounded. T.B. Joshua, who died in the year 2021, was a charismatic and hugely successful preacher and tele-evangelist, and according to the BBC, he had an immense global following. This brings us to the end of WEFM's 3 o'clock news for today, Monday, the 8th of January. Our next newscast will come your way at 5:30 this evening. I'm Nerissa Sandy. Thank you for listening.